You remember that story we told you earlier this week about that house that got raided and all those strange vials of whatever? That story just got a whole lot more interesting. We're going to talk about it. Rededicating America. Some interesting words from the president and the Pentagon Pizza Watch. Yeah, that's a thing. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Jay Sheldon Show. Good morning. Great to have you along for the ride. Thanks for popping by. We appreciate it. We got all that and a lot more actually going on. TGIF says, Danny, who wants these kids for the weekend? I'm a little tied up this weekend and probably just a little bit too far away. It'd be about a 20-hour plane ride. So maybe not the best idea. Sorry, wish I could help. Next. Oh, man, I'm telling you. All right. Before we get started, we want to tell you about one of our fantastic sponsors here on the Jay Sheldon Show. And that, of course, is Blackout Coffee, the best of the best. Blackout Coffee, if you're like me, you want a coffee that is strong, bold, unapologetic, just like you, and that's what Blackout Coffee is all about. The link is in our show notes. Strong, bold, full-flavored, never ever bitter. They work with local co-ops and American farmers. They are an American company. They believe in all the great things we believe in, the First and Second Amendment, the right to life. Our military, they're big supporters of the military. In fact, on their website, you will find a way that you can send our troops coffee. Yep, they've got that. Check it out. Flavored coffees. They roast them your beans only after you place your order. And then they ship them out within 24 to 48 hours. So within less than a week, you got a bag of the best beans on the planet. And if you don't have a way to grind up the beans, that's okay too. For most of their most popular roasts, they offer ground as an option. So check it out. Use the code J20. If you're a first-time customer, you'll get 20% off. And over at Blackout Coffee, they always have some special going on, so you're sure to get a great savings. Blackout Coffee, please use the link in our show notes down there, and that will give us some credit for your visit, which we appreciate that a lot. All right. Now, I told you about this story earlier this week. The Las Vegas home that was under investigation, they discovered all kinds of refrigerators filled with all kinds of wacky, weirdo stuff. This home owned by some nut job who is already in prison and is a member of the Chinese Communist Party. Yeah, well, they got the test results back. And guess what? Among those vials in the refrigerators, COVID-19, hepatitis, malaria. Unbelievable. This was a biolab with samples to all kinds of incredibly dangerous, unbelievably infectious diseases. It was discovered in an a Las Vegas home that appears to be connected to the owner of a unauthorized California biolab that was arrested back in 2023. SWAT officers executed a search warrant February 1st, just a few days ago, after they got a tip about the lab on the east side. The Vegas Metro Police said one person, the property manager, taken into custody. Officials didn't give any immediate details on the potential charges, but an unbelievable reveal from the testing of those things that were found in their search. Vials that contain COVID, hepatitis, and malaria. This lab has been linked to the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party. Refrigerators with these unknown liquids that have now been identified incredibly dangerous to each and every one of us. Sheriff Kevin McMahill said the Las Vegas home owned by Jia Beizhu, arrested in 2023 under operating a biolab in Reedley, California, and did not have the proper permits, manufacturing COVID-19, pregnancy, and HIV tests, mislabeling some of the kits. Zhu scheduled to stand trial in that case this coming April. Well, he's got more trouble now. They took special precautions during this because of the obvious potential danger, and it turns out it was very dangerous. They used a robot to clear the home and collected multiple air samples. Hazmat teams brought in to remove the items from the property, and they collected over 1,000 biological samples. Can you imagine if this thing had gone sideways? Malaria. Unbelievable. In February 3rd interview, FBI Director Kash Patel said the 1,000 samples from the Las Vegas home were sent to the agency for analysis, and they are collecting all that evidence, taking it into the lab for further examination. Man, Shevitz. Once the results are in, they will consider pursuing additional charges. And as Danny just said, makes you wonder really how many of these things have not been found. This is just one. Who knows how many more are out there? Terrorist attack releasing these things, another man-made virus, who knows? Like I said, if this thing had gone the wrong way, malaria, COVID-19, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Well, thank God they were on it. They got that tip and they got the thing put under wraps. But you know, Danny, you're right. How many of these things have we not discovered? That's the scary part. Oh, man. We need some good news. And I got some. It is now official. Close that. There we go. Close that. Trump RX. Heard about it? Well, you will in a minute. It has made a direct-to-consumer prescription drug pricing a thing. President Trump, Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, Director Administrator Dr. Mohammed Oz, and Airbnb co-founder and Chief Design Officer of the U.S., Joe Gebbia, launched the Trump admin's new direct-to-consumer website for prescription drugs. You can go there right now. It's trumprx.gov, a direct-to-consumer website which is designed to find the lowest drug prices for you. Thursday's launch. Yesterday, Trump opened by saying, "We're here this evening to celebrate the launch of one of the most transformative healthcare initiatives of all time. There's never been anything like it. Starting tonight, dozens of the most commonly used prescription drugs will be available at dramatic discounts for all consumers through a new website called trumprx.gov. For years, politicians from both parties have promised to bring down prescription drug prices, make health care more affordable. Trump continues, they all failed. It was all words as usual. They failed badly. They tried doing it. Most of them didn't even try because they never really had a shot at it. But I'm actually getting it done. And it's done. Launch represents the largest reduction in prescription drug prices in history, by many, many times. You will be surprised at the prices you will find there. Not even close. He says you're going to see numbers you're not going to believe. Always excited to test drive a new website. I dove in, took a look, as opposed to healthcare.gov launch under President Obama. The fact that the TrumpRx.gov page actually loads is a huge win. Search for the term diabetes. Site quickly brings up a popular GLP-1 weight loss drug like Mounjaro, Ozempic, and Wegovy. Listed prices about 10% or less than the normally listed retail prices. Trump talked about the benefits of TrumpRx.gov for the most popular pharmaceuticals. Let's give a listen. They failed, and they failed badly. He also confirmed 16 of the 17 largest pharmaceutical companies were on board in this endeavor, including Eli Lilly and AstraZeneca. Biggest thing to happen in a lot of decades, Trump said, signaled that the TrumpRx.gov initiative, part of it ushering a return of drug manufacturing to right here in the U.S. Eli Lilly on board, building 6 new plants. Dang, this is amazing. Infertility drugs, part of the heavily discounted pharmaceuticals available. Dr. Oz stood beside Gebbia during his demonstration of the site. We're going to have a lot of Trump babies with these costs. Wow. So check it out. TrumpRx.gov, and very cool. Very cool. Nice job, Mr. Trump. He's getting it done. My sound is fine, so check your sound or check your sound levels. Everything's fine on this side. And my sample is going through on that side, so that's all okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, this one I have a feeling is going to cause some controversy. I'm almost sure of it. President Trump has stunned America by announcing America is going to rededicate itself to God. May 17th, 2026. We're going to rededicate America as one nation under God. Let me play you a little bit of what he had to say about this. I see what you're saying. No sound on the website part. Okay, you might be right. Hang on a second. Let's see if this is going to work. Yeah, I don't know why that's not working. Hang on. We'll try and get that fixed. What the hell there? Come on, website. What's up with you? Okay, let's try that one. back this up a bit, see if we got it now. Here we go.
To support this exciting renewal this morning, I'm pleased to announce that on May 17th, 2026, that we're inviting Americans from all across the country to come together on our national mall to pray, to give thanks, and we are going to do something that everyone said, like, that's tough. We're going to rededicate America as one nation under God. You know, a lot of people... Yeah, thank you very much. It's good. That's what I mean by the Spirit. It's so incredible to see it. I see it so much. I've never seen anything like it in 1 year. I thought it would take 2 years, 3 years, 4 years to be where we are. We've done it in, really 10 months. We're at 12, but now it's just getting to a level that we've never reached before as a country. But that includes religion. And maybe that's part of the reason that we're doing so well. There's such great spirit. It's all spirit, and it includes religion. I've always said, you just can't have a great country if you don't have religion. You have to believe in something. You have to believe that what we're doing, there's a reason for it. There has to be a reason for it. We're all working and we're behaving. I behave because I'm afraid not to, okay?
I behave because I'm afraid not to. Oh, man. Okay, so here is what they're going to say. I don't know exactly what the wording is, but yes, there is a part of the Constitution that says the government will make no laws establishing a religion. Okay? Fair enough. So to rededicate this country to God is not establishing a religion. You'll notice he's very careful not to say which God. Now, I'm a Christian. I'm sure a lot of you out there are Christian. And so we believe in the same all-powerful God and our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, as I do. But that doesn't mean that your God that you pray to, whether you are Hindu or Muslim or whatever, he says we're going to rededicate America as one nation under God. Not establishing which God or how to pray or how to say it's not. It's simply rededicating this country as one nation under God. Whatever your faith may be, but your faith and your religion has got to be that rock-solid foundation for you and for everything this country does. It really does, because if nothing else, we have lost that direction in the last half a century, maybe less, but just about that amount of time. So I'm absolutely loving this. As a Christian, of course I would love this. But in general, he got you covered, and he is not doing anything that is against the law or that is against the Constitution by any means. He's not. He's not telling you what God to worship, what God to pray for or to. He's simply saying we need to rededicate this country as one nation under God. Can't go wrong. He said it. He also announced, Maryland, in May, that on the mall there's going to be an event. So excited, indeed. But you get my point. I promise you, you are going to hear from the left. You're going to hear from all these people who just, have Trump derangement syndrome to the nth degree. He can't do that. He can't establish a religion. He's not. So get your little pearls, stop clutching them, get your tidy whities out of a bunch. Everything's going to be fine. Tomorrow's another day, and God willing, the sun will rise. Need a little more blackout coffee, all right? Did you see Kash Patel go after that pencil neck geek freak Adam Schiff? Oh, you're going to if you haven't seen it, because I have got to play you this. Adam Schiff is a criminal moron. How he ever winds up getting elected to anything, dog catcher, is beyond me. But the director of the FBI, Kash Patel, he was not having any part of it. Not any part of it. Have a listen and a look at exactly what Kash has to do with this pencil neck geek.
You want the American people to believe that? Do you think they're stupid?
No, I think the American people believe the truth, that I'm not in the weeds on the everyday movements of
you're not in
inmates.
the weeds?
What I am
The
doing is
most-
protecting this
the
country,
most- the
providing
most
historic
significant
reform,
witness-
and
the most
combating the
significant witness,
weaponization of
the
intelligence
Epstein
by the
files
likes of you.
cover-up
And we have
gets
countlessly proven you to
from
be a
your
liar in
administration,
Russiagate, in
and you
January
call that
6th.
being
You are
in
the
the
biggest
weeds?
fraud to ever sit in the
This
United States
stinks to
Senate.
high
You are a
heaven.
disgrace to this
This stinks to high
institution
heaven.
and an utter
And
coward.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not
I'm
surprised
not
that you continue to
surprised
lie
that
from your perch and put on a show
view
so you can go
of
raise
you
money for your
and for good
charade.
reason.
You are a political buffoon at best.
Well, you can take an internet troll.
Take it to the bank that the FBI is protecting this country and the state and citizens of the California. We are bringing historic reform.
Point of order.
But all you care about is a child sex predator that was prosecuted by a prior administration, and the Obama Justice Department and the Biden Justice Department did squat. And what did President Trump do? Bring new charges courageously. And what have we done?
Chairman,
You said
take
I'm the
control
most
of this
transparent
situation.
FBI director in history.
Take control of this
33,000 pages of information to you. I challenge you to say anything credibly to the truth. Go ahead and run to the cameras where you want to go now.
Yes! Ha ha ha! Go Cash! Oh man. Shiv trying to get a word in edgewise, and he can't. I absolutely love this. What an exchange. You know, normally when the senator or whoever starts backing back in, oh, reclaim my time, whoever is testifying just kind of shuts up and backs off. Not Kash Patel. Oh, no. He is not putting up with that crap. And thank God, because some little pencil neck geek like Adam Schiff, well, that is exactly what he gets, and that is exactly what he deserves. Absolutely no respect whatsoever. Alleged senator. Ridiculous. Man is nothing but a criminal and a freak. Sadly, and this was a very popular story that we did, the nurses and other medical practitioners have been putting out TikToks and X posts that just seem to fly in the face of everything they supposedly have dedicated their lives and their careers to, not harming people. But we need to dig under that a little bit. Why are there so many nurses, medical practitioners, who are actually wishing harm to their political opponents? You saw them. Here's two of the knuckleheads right here. I think we played one of these earlier this week. Too many Americans are sold on the idea that someone in the practice of caregiving should be trustworthy. Fair enough. Social media has been a buzz for over a week now over the cruelty on display by some very disturbing nurses. These brazen self-care workers are in suggesting that colleagues should let agents with ice just die. You might especially enjoy Nurse Chadwick 13 again, which sounds exactly like the stereotyped gay guy from the cartoon Family Guy, only just a bit more, shall we say, murderous. See if the sound is going to work on this.
Remember how much power nurses have in this country?
Listen
One
to
of our
this.
own was just murdered in the street. So, we might be able to stop this somehow. Thoughts?
Good morning. Did you know most ICE agents don't wear their plates properly? I've seen it.
You know, as the type of ICU nurse I was cardiac ICU nurse. And I did a lot of time, lots of hours, holding on a groin that wouldn't stop bleeding. Let me tell you what, that femoral artery, those veins in the legs, I can't remember. It's late in my shift, okay? I know it. I'm tired. Anyway, the vasculature in the leg, it really bleeds. Bleeds well. Someone could bleed out very quickly from that. Probably like
Okay, stop. I just cannot continue to look at this idiot. But you see what he's saying there? This is a nurse, Chad Malinowski. That compilation comes from the Libs of TikTok account over on X. And it is just the latest in a huge wave of absolutely disgusting posts from people who consider themselves the heirs of Florence Nightingale. 3 other nurses have posted videos on social media that wish harm on people they see as their political opponents. One urged fellow nurses to put a paralyzing drug into syringes and stick them into ICE officers. Is this truly shocking? You remember just 5 years ago, the world watched as the dancing TikTok nurses were making music videos at what was a supposedly overrun hospital with COVID patients. We might just be a little less willing to give medical professionals the benefit of the doubt. Which raises the question, is there something about the caregiving profession that attracts not just the altruistic, but a minority of the sadistic? Seriously, published literature on this, it runs the gamut. There aren't very many papers or studies that look at the issue of dark personality traits in medical and all those medically related professions. But some of it suggests that the healing fields may be attractive to a minority of people who would much rather hurt you than heal you. We'll take a look at what caused that big online fervor last week. Labor delivery nurse Lexi Lawler from Florida donned her chunky black glasses to look into a camera and wish disfiguring injury on Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary for the White House. This is absolutely unbelievable. Let me get this queued up here. Here we go. We need some volume because it's a little low. Take a look at this is Lexi Lawler.
As a labor and delivery nurse, it gives me great joy to wish Caroline Levitt a 4th degree tear. I hope that you fucking rip from bow to stern and never shit normally again, you cunt. As a labor and delivery nurse.
A labor and delivery nurse. Well, isn't that nice? That is sickening. That came after a nearly identical display of bloodlust from another one. Chandra Petri Saruk told the world right there on camera that she hopes the baby's head will tear Levitt from bow to stern. The Florida Surgeon General, Joseph Lombardo, issued an emergency suspension for Lawler's nursing license in the state of Florida. Good. Chandra Petri Sarzak, apparently fired from her admin role at the Ohio Healthcare Organization. Another nurse, Virginia Commonwealth University nurse Melinda Cook, urged fellow medicos to put laxatives in the beverages of ICE officers. Get 'em sick, she advised, and urging nurses to fill needles with a paralyzing agent, succinylcholine, to carry out their ministrations on immigration cops. Difficult to find much scientific work on how many of these dark personalities are in medicine, which is scary. But what does exist can only be described as all over the place. One article rounded up studies that found a high rate, 17%, of narcissistic personality disorder among medical students. Another Indonesian study claimed to find 30% of medical students had a diagnosable personality disorder, and yet another claimed the opposite. 2015 study in Canada, the medical journal, said healthcare pros scored significantly lower on narcissism. So who to believe? I mean, whatever the reason may be, it is reasonable to ask whether negative personality traits among medical pros may be underreported or soft-pedaled, perhaps. Even taking into account the social media lens, which tends to distort everything, medical professionals feel very comfortable publicly expressing these sadistic, violent inclinations, the things they want, they're trying to encourage you to do. It is alarming, and someone needs to pay attention to it. Because for the moment, all we're doing is once they out themselves with their little TikTok videos, thankfully the bosses are firing their ass. And don't forget, nurses have access to all these drugs, scalpels, syringes. You stir in a dark personality, and the danger's pretty obvious. Whether they believe what they're preaching on their TikTok accounts, hard to say. But something needs to be done about this. It is dangerous. Maryland, a hospital stalled admittance to police officers because they thought they were ICE. I believe they were shot. This was back a bit. Unbelievable. And Danny, man, Alia, the more these stories I hear, the more I think of how easy it would be for me to get into heaven. You know, you got a point. All right. Where is this? Here we go. Have you heard of the Pentagon Pizza Watch? It's a thing. It's actually a thing. What they do is, and there's a website, I'll share it with you. They look at around the Pentagon, all the pizza delivery places, and then they judge what's going on at the Pentagon by how busy it is at the pizza places, thinking that the more people staying back and working on a project at the Pentagon, the more pizzas they're going to order. Well, when was this posted? February 6th at 7:24 a.m. Pizza activity around the Pentagon experiencing an extreme spike this evening. I guess this was posted yesterday. Papa John's Pizza, 294% more. Extreme Pizza, 192%. Domino's, 164%. This is 164% more pizzas being ordered than normal. District Pizza Palace, 137%. Something they jokingly called DoCon is apparently set at level 4. Yes, there is a website. Take a look at this. This is pizzint.watch. Pizzint.watch. Pentagon Pizza Index. And by the way, I have my mouse hidden, but on this site, your mouse turns into a slice of pizza. Take a look. Now, at the moment, apparently, let's see, we are at DoCon 4. Increased Intelligence Watch. This is a live feed, by the way. This is happening live as you see it. And there's all the different pizza places around the Pentagon. Look at these spike in activities here. Wow. Now, this says the status currently is nothing ever happens. But you see the other levels? Something might happen, something is happening, and the highest level, it happened. Here's the bilateral threat monitor, U.S. and Russia, Ukraine, U.S. China, China and Taiwan, U.S. and Iran, and the U.S. and Venezuela. Man, that's way down, huh? But there you go, DoCon 4 apparently from the Pentagon Pizza Index, just to keep you up to the minute on what's happening out there. This is a thing. I mean, okay, not completely scientific, but it is a thing. Man. Oh, goodness. What else is happening? Oh, some not very good news. The latest in the Guthrie case. We'll tell you about that coming up in just a minute. Right now, we're going to tell you about Patriot Mobile because Patriot Mobile is one of our fantastic sponsors, and we want you to start saving yourself some money, and more importantly, start supporting a company that believes in our values. PatriotMobile.com/J. You can take advantage of a free month of service when you make the switch. This is the link you'll go to at PatriotMobile.com/J. Tells you a little bit about our show here. You can fill out the form there, get the process underway. But it is easy. You can also call, you get the eSIM, self-activate, and you are connected. Unlimited talk and text, US-based support, 100%. Guaranteed coverage. They use all three major networks, and they support our values. This is now I know the other companies are going to say, "Oh, we're so patriotic and we support the U.S. and the consulate." No, it's all bullcrap, folks. They don't. It's a marketing ploy. Trust me, I have worked with these folks at Patriot Mobile, and they're right there in the fight with us. First and Second Amendment, the right to life, our military, our first responders. This is America's only true Christian conservative cell phone service provider, and they do not send any of their profits to any of these lefty DEI garbage, lefty commie causes. They support the things you and I believe in. It's right there. Look at that, right to life. Our unwavering commitment to the sanctity of life is evident as we support organizations and initiatives that advocate for the right to life from conception. Use that promo code J and get a free month of service. Get switched online. Got a great set of news talking about all the different Patriot Mobile things that are going on. PatriotMobile.com/J. Get over there, make the switch, and you will save yourself a lot of money. Even if you have a current contract with another provider, go over there, talk to their customer service people. They have some promos that will help you to get out, perhaps, of your current contract. All right, Danny, I have a surprise story. My dad, hardcore Democrat, asked what halftime show I'm watching. Ha ha! He doesn't like football, and he said, I'll be watching your Patriots, but at halftime, I'm not watching that Bad Bunny guy. Yes! Thank you! Thanks, Dad. He may be making a switch slowly, but anything helps, and I think he's going to check out Turning Point. Good news! Good news, my friends. We're winning. We haven't won, but we are winning. All right, the latest developments in the Guthrie case we've been covering since it started here. DNA test results, cameras detection, ransom note info, new details in the case of Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old grandmother. Family reported her missing on Sunday after church members alerted that she was not there for the morning services. Ms. Guthrie, who is a mother to 3 children, including NBC Today show co-host Savannah Guthrie, she was last seen about 9:45 p.m. local time after being dropped off by a family member at her Canalita Foothills home. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos said early on in the investigation he believed Mrs. Guthrie may have been abducted while she was sleeping. Yesterday, press conference featured Nanos, FBI's special agent in charge, Heath Jenke, from the Phoenix Division, provided updates including a revised timeline, DNA test results, and more. This timeline has a rather intriguing new detail. The camera detected a person outside of Mrs. Guthrie's residence at 2:12 a.m. Camera software indicated a person on the camera. Now, no video is available apparently, but the sheriff said they did not have a subscription. Therefore, it would rewrite itself, kind of. It loops and covers itself up. So if you have a subscription, apparently, to these Ring doorbells, it will upload the footage into the cloud or in storage in your home. If you don't, it just loops and sadly overwrites what it's already recorded. That's what our analysis team told us. We're not done with that. We are still checking. Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker disconnected from her phone at 2:28 a.m. This person detected is a rather interesting development. But keep in mind, sometimes these doorbell cameras will detect an animal or a bug, a flying insect. Sometimes even a vehicle can be mistaken for a person. But they revealed that 3 ransom notes have now been sent. Only one of them, sent to KOLD and the other media outlets, was being taken seriously by the FBI. An arrest has been made in what they called an imposter ransom demand. February 5th, yesterday morning, one arrest related to an imposter ransom demand, and a complaint will be presented to a magistrate judge later today. So, we'll keep an eye. We're keeping you up to date as best we can as news breaks on this story. It is indeed a sad one. What else we got here? Oh, speaking of a sad one. Man, this turned my stomach when I saw this headline. ICE thankfully has caught the illegal alien truck driver. The Biden administration cut him loose. That was in the past. He went on to become an illegal alien, illegal truck driver, and as such, crashed into an Amish family and killed them all. The issue, and we've talked about it forever on this show, of illegal aliens with commercial driving licenses, CDLs. Back in the news, a Kyrgyzstani, I don't even know where that is. What the hell is that? Apparently a country. Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstani? Anyway, this scum of the earth crashed his semi-truck head-on into a van. That van was carrying 4 people. Killed everyone. And those 4 people reportedly were from the Amish community. This accident happened Tuesday, Indiana State Road 67, after a semi going eastbound slowed down for traffic, which caused a second semi to swerve into oncoming traffic in order to prevent a rear-end collision. That van headed westbound hit head-on by the swerving semi. Driver of that semi, 30-year-old Bezkhan Beshikiv, a Kyrgyzstani national, came into the U.S. in December of 2023 under the Biden administration's CBP One Cell Phone app in through the Nogales, Arizona entry point, according to Fox News, was released via parole by the Biden administration. DHS confirming that semi-truck killed the 4 Amish people Tuesday, driven by this illegal who entered under the Biden admin's One Cell Phone app. 30 years old. ICE records show he is now in ICE custody, meaning local law enforcement honored a detainer and handed him over already. But there better be 4 counts of vehicular homicide for this man, in addition to whatever the hell else. And then, frankly, I'd rather you shove him in or under a prison here in this country for the rest of his life, he can die in there, hopefully, rather than just send him back. That would be justice. There's more to come on this story. It's not been released yet. We will get it. We will bring it to you as we find it out. But scum like this, Manischewitz. All right. It is Friday, and traditionally on a Friday, on every show, I will end it with something funny or awe-inspiring. We had that amazing picture of the sunset with the cross made by the sun. We've had a lot of fun things. And usually I've got 2 or 3 to pick from, and I'll pick the best one I think that you will enjoy. I'll be honest with you, I couldn't pick. I found a bunch, but there were 2 that I couldn't decide which one was better for a Friday. So I'm going to show you both. I'm sure you won't mind. This one has a very plain label, and I'm sure I'm going to get a copyright hit. I don't care. This just says, why not? It's Friday. Look at this guy. He's absolutely got the moves. Now, he never turns around, but judging from just the look, what is he, like maybe 5? I'm guessing probably about 5 years old. And that is incredible. I love this guy. And finally, I'm going to end with, this is not AI. I looked it up. I promise you, it's not AI. What it is, though, is a guardian angel. Take a look at this miracle.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Hello?
Look at that. And look at the end, where he pops up in front of the camera. Boop. Hang on, let me try and get a freeze frame. There you go. Look at that. That is absolutely amazing. And like I said, that is a guardian angel. Just come down to check on her charge. That's brilliant. That brings tears to your eyes. Man. Well, we have made it through another week. The Dan Bongino Show comes up next here on Rumble at 10. And I will be back on Monday, 9 a.m. here Eastern Time. Please help to support this show in any way you can. Yeah, it costs us money to keep us free to you. And so please, Blackout Coffee, Patriot Mobile, NordVPN, Brickhouse Nutrition, all these great folks. And you could also join our Patreon over there. Help to support the show that way. Become a member on our Patreon channel. Enjoy your weekend. Spend it with someone you love, won't you? And I will see you back here again on Monday.